The movie begins in the bustling virtual world of Free City, a fast-paced, action-packed video game where players embark on high-stakes missions such as bank heists or dangerous spy work. The game's most elite characters are those who wear stylish sunglasses, granting them superior abilities, setting them apart from the common players. Among these non-player characters or NPCs is Guy, a mild-mannered bank teller who leads a monotonous, uneventful life, content with his predictable routine. He works alongside his closest friend, Buddy, a loyal security guard. Together, they routinely play their parts as helpless victims during the frequent bank robberies that take place in the game. Meanwhile, a high-level player known as Molotov Girl is on the hunt for a valuable artifact, interrogating a fellow player for vital information. After the tense exchange, she casually strolls by Guy and Buddy as they walk home. As she passes, Guy hears Mariah Carey's iconic Fantasy playing and remarks on the song, which catches her by surprise. She is accustomed to hearing only the repetitive scripted dialogue that NPCs are limited to. Intrigued by his response, Guy is immediately taken by Molotov Girl's presence and follows her, only to meet an untimely fate when a speeding train hits him, sending him back to his routine existence, where he is forced to relive the same events once more. When Guy wakes up to start his day at work, the usual robbery takes place, but this time something is different. Deciding to break away from his role, Guy attempts to snatch the sunglasses off a robber, accidentally causing the robber's own shotgun to fire and kill him. Amidst the chaos, Guy grabs the sunglasses and escapes the bank. As he dons the sunglasses, his perspective of the world shifts dramatically, revealing hidden features in the game, health boxes to restore his well-being, and an entirely new view of his surroundings. With newfound abilities, Guy sees the game world through an entirely different lens. However, his small changes, like altering his regular coffee order, start to raise suspicion among the other NPCs, who now view his actions as abnormal. Outside the game, the team behind Free City takes notice of Guy's strange behavior, suspecting that he might be a hacker using a non-player character skin to manipulate the game. To investigate, two employees, Keys and Mauser, enter Free City, disguised as a stripper cop and a pink rabbit. They pursue Guy, but he outmaneuvers them using his limited edition sneakers, which give him superhuman jumping abilities. In a daring attempt to escape, Guy grabs onto a wrecking ball, but he misses and falls, only to save himself using a bubble suit. Despite his best efforts, Keys and Mauser eventually corner Guy and kill him, convinced they have removed the hacker from the equation. Meanwhile, an interview with Keys and Millie reveals their past as the creators of Free City, before their corrupt boss Antwan hijacked their original code and turned it into a soulless cash grab. Millie, determined to expose Antwan's theft, sets out to gather evidence of his crimes. If you are enjoying this video so far, then a sub to this channel would be unreal. She knows that the proof she needs is hidden inside the game, locked in a secure safe house. To access it, she plays as Molotov Girl, trying to infiltrate the heavily guarded area. Guy, ever intrigued by Molotov Girl, learns of her mission and wishes to help, but he finds himself at a disadvantage due to his low-level status compared to her higher rank. Undeterred, Guy continues to perform heroic deeds using the sunglasses, earning a reputation as the blue shirt guy. His actions go viral, capturing the attention of players and even appearing as an answer on the game show Jeopardy! Eager to recruit Buddy to join his quest, Guy steals another pair of sunglasses. However, Buddy, worried about the dangers, refuses to participate. Meanwhile, Antwan becomes aware of Guy's rising popularity and insists that his employees keep him in the game, even though they are preparing to launch Free City 2.6 in just 2 days. The sequel, still in development and riddled with bugs, promises to be a disaster, especially since it will not be compatible with the original game, meaning most of the existing characters, including Guy, will be wiped out. Despite the odds, Guy levels up quickly and eventually makes his way to the safe house. At the same time, Millie is about to be killed while trying to infiltrate the facility. In a dramatic moment, Guy crashes through the walls on a motorcycle and rescues her, the two of them escaping together on a hang glider. As they relax afterward, sharing a bubblegum ice cream, they bond over their shared love for the underrated treat. Meanwhile, Keys uncovers something extraordinary. The non-player characters in Free City are evolving, learning from their interactions with Guy. The barista has learned to make a cappuccino through trial and error, and a previously stereotypical bombshell character has written a book about gender roles after being inspired by Guy. Keys realizes that Antwan has stolen the original code from him and Millie, as their original vision for the game was for the NPCs to grow and adapt, just like Guy has. He warns Millie that once Free City 2.6 is launched, the original world will be lost forever. Millie goes back into the game and confronts Guy, revealing to him the truth that he is merely a character in a video game. This revelation causes Guy to fall into a deep depression, losing his once joyful demeanor. In an attempt to console him, Buddy reassures him that their experiences together are real and that they matter. Inspired by Buddy's words, Guy decides to join Millie in her quest to retrieve the file she needs, determined to stop Antwan's greedy plans. The guard avatar is ecstatic when he meets Guy, a moment that catches the attention of the player controlling him in the real world. The guard lets Guy rob him freely, even going as far as to ask Guy to end his life, but Guy refuses, staying true to his no-kill principle. Instead, he delivers a crucial file to Millie, containing evidence she has been desperately seeking. Guy's refusal to harm others starts catching the eye of players everywhere, even catching the attention of prominent streamers like Ninja and Pokimane. Meanwhile, Antwan grows increasingly frustrated, fearing that Guy's moral compass will ruin the sales of Free City 2 sex. To resolve this, Mouser suggests a drastic measure, rebooting the game's server. In the game, Guy and Millie finally open the file, which contains proof of a secret island that holds the key to the creation of Free City, and how Millie and Keys were the true masterminds behind its design. As Guy recalls seeing the island before, the game undergoes a reboot, erasing Guy's memory. Millie logs back in, only to find that Guy no longer remembers her. Desperate, she turns to Keys for help, who explains that Guy was originally designed as a lovelorn NPC, forever searching for his dream girl. To restore his memories, Millie needs to trigger the right code. With her persistence, she succeeds, unlocking Guy's past, including his recollection of the island. The image of the island is reflected through the blinds in Guy's apartment, giving Keys the clue he needs. He deduces that the island lies just beyond the city's horizon. Guy and Millie then rally all the NPCs in Free City, urging them to break free from their coded routines and make their own choices, including migrating to the island. With the NPCs gone, the real players in the city are left bewildered, unable to understand what's happening. Antwan soon discovers Millie's involvement and orders Mouser to delete both her and Guy for good. Mouser begins manipulating the game environment as Guy tries to drive the destruction away from the city. Players across the globe are glued to their screens, witnessing the chaos. Keys intervenes once again, creating a ramp that allows Guy and Millie to escape the devastation. As everyone watches from afar, they manage to reach the beach, but Molotov Girl starts to be deleted as well. However, Keys helps them build a bridge to continue their journey. In a final act of desperation, Antwan releases Dude, a larger, stronger but unfinished version of Guy. Dude, a brute force character, is Antwan's last-ditch effort to rid the world of Guy. Buddy arrives just in time to help, but even with their combined efforts, they can't overpower Dude. Guy grabs a pair of sunglasses, activating powerful abilities like Captain America's shield and a Hulk fist, which surprises none other than Chris Evans himself watching in a cafe. Guy also wields a lightsaber, but Dude nearly defeats him until Guy puts the glasses on Dude, allowing him to see the world from Guy's perspective. Guy and Buddy, now with new resolve, sprint toward the island. However, Antwan, in a fit of rage, drags Mouser to the server room and begins destroying everything in sight, determined to erase Free City once and for all. Mouser stops helping Antwan, swayed by his loyalty to Keys, leaving Antwan to take matters into his own hands. Armed with an axe, he wreaks havoc, causing the city environment to disintegrate. The bridge leading to safety starts to collapse, and Buddy doesn't make it far before he is deleted. Before disappearing, Buddy tells Guy that these have been the best moments of his life thanks to him. Guy pushes on, running at full speed, breaking through the barrier to reach the island, a place now revealed to both the NPCs and the real-world players. Millie, meanwhile, arrives at the decimated server room and makes a deal with Antwan. She demands the code to the game while Antwan can retain the Free City name for future sequels and spin-offs. Despite Free City 2 launching to dismal sales and facing increasing backlash from the media, Antwan's reputation is in ruins. As a result, Millie and Keys set their sights on creating the game they had always envisioned, Free Life, a game with more expansive worlds and deep, meaningful interactions. Though Millie is now dedicated to her new project, she realizes that she must part ways with Guy, knowing that their paths can no longer align. Guy, understanding and accepting her decision, bids her farewell amicably. Millie later watches a video recording of Keys, where he reveals that Guy's love for Molotov Girl was always part of the plan. Guy's character was built around Keys' own feelings for Millie, making their relationship inevitable. Realizing this, Millie rushes to find Guy in the town. Back inside Free City, Guy and Dude have formed an unlikely friendship, but Guy still feels the loss of Buddy. To his surprise, Buddy is resurrected within the game, and the two best friends are joyously reunited. Buddy, ever the loyal companion, asks Guy if they should return to their old job, but Guy, now free to live on his own terms, responds with a smile, saying that they can now go wherever they want. If you've made it this far, then you are made for this. Like the video and hit the subscribe icon for more content you would love. Thanks for watching.